Welcome to PBKC Streaming Live. Streaming Live. Streaming live, West Palm Beach, Florida.
Hello from PBKC and good afternoon to you poker players. We are here on our $200 Thursday Mega Deepstack PLO tournament. Today we had 27 entries, a little bit of an overlay. So we're paying $2,500 for first, $15 for second, and $1,000 for third. Not a bad tournament to be in today if you are a PLO fan. And we got some characters in today. Not a bad feature table we have here. We are down to 2 tables at the moment. 16 players, as you see there in the top right-hand corner. We got our action player, Mark. We got Michael. We got, I think Chuck's at this table. No? Yep, Chuck's here at this table. We got Benny down there in seat 1. We got all the players. So jumping right into this hand here, seems like Mike C has a small flush there. He's going to take it down with a small flush, 8 high. Not too surprised on that one. With Mark here at this table, there's going to be a lot of action. I will tell you that much. He's either going to take it down early or he's going to make an early exit, one of the two of my predictions. We got Benny coming back. I think he came in second place last week, if I believe. I think he chopped it up. Not a bad tournament for him. Looking to repeat back-to-back. So actions here on Mike, having a little trouble with the cards in the box. Bruce gonna limp in there. Neil gonna limp in there. On over to Mike. Not feeling the ace-10. And Benny on the button, just gonna limp in and try to see a free one. And Victor's gonna let him live. So we're taking 7 hands to a flop. Kind of unreal in a PLO tournament. We're playing bingo here on this one. 3-10-6 rainbow. Chuck and Bruce both hit the 10, but Chuck's got the queens with backdoor clubs. Probably going to take it down here on this. I mean, Mark has a gut shot he might see, but Benny's got both 4, so only 2 outers there. Mike is in the hand, but we don't know what he has. Mike might have hit a 2-pair, maybe a straight draw. Benny's going to come along, maybe hit a 7 here. Mike's going to go ahead and take the lead, so maybe Mike has a small set or possibly a straight. He hit there on the turn, maybe a 7-4. Can't really see Benny coming along Chuck either. Chuck kind of surrendered there with that check after giving up the lead. I imagine he doesn't think his queens are good anymore. And yeah, he lays it down. Mike's going to take it down with the mystery hand. I'm going to say maybe straight 2 pair at the minimum. Possibly even a set. Hard to tell. Mike trying to get a little bit of extra, huh? Gotta watch him. Gotta watch him. Bruce not liking the pocket fives at all. Can't say I blame him under the gun, but I know some people that would play those there. Mike's marking him limp in with the deuces there, try to make some magic happen. Benny's got an interesting hand here. He's almost got a straight flush in his hand. It looks pretty, but it's actually not that great. He's got all of his spade outs, but he does have great straight cards if it comes on the board. King ace, I mean, not a great flop that anybody wanted to see. Chuck hits an ace. Victor's got a mystery hand. Benny does hit the straight there with the jack, queen 10. So Benny's just going to limp here. I'm not sure if I love the limp. Maybe a raise to see where you're at, but he probably gets re-raised depending on. Straight's going to be more than good here. Somebody did have a small flush draw there. I'm sure they're kicking themselves there. Folding that for 2,500. What's up, sub? What's up? How are you today? Sensing a raise at a mark on this one. Ace, king, jack for show. Minimum 2K. Nope. 0 for 1 today. Mark's going to limp in, though. Mike C, not liking that. Benny's 100% out of there. Wow, Benny limping in with that is kind of surprising. He's opening up a little bit. Chuck? Chuck with the aces. Making it 5. Everyone's folding around to him, it seems. Nope, Mark's in there. I figured Mark would have raised first, but let's see the flop. King 10. Mark hits his 10. Chuck's still in the lead with the aces, but not really a flop he wants to see. Doesn't really connect on it too much. He might be able to scare Chuck away here. Let's see what the next card comes. Jack there. That gives Mark 2 pair. He now takes the lead over Chuck. If he bets here, it's most likely scaring Chuck away for sure. There's no way he can call here with just aces. They're no longer good. But he checked. So Chuck's going to take the lead. It's going to be a tough call to Mark since he didn't bet, because Chuck could very easily have a straight queen, 9, ace, queen, but he makes the call. River lets the spade flush get there, so either of them could have bluffing opportunities, but Chuck doesn't take the opportunity, and Mark's going to win with 2 pair, surprisingly, I'm sure. Don't think he thought that was good there on the river. Mark getting another ace-king. Looking like he's already in there. I think he called blind under the gun. Chuck making it 5. Not sure what they're raising with yet. Wait for the update on the hands coming. But it might be enough to take it down. Let's see. Actually, I don't think Mark's going to let that go for 5. Question is, what does Benny have? Yeah, Benny doesn't have much. He's going to let it go. So heads up again between these two. Very similar hands. Chuck's got the better of it, though. He's got the pocket 9s. Flop jack 8-8. Chuck going to be in the lead with 2 pair. He's going to ship it all in. Rainbow board. Mark doesn't have nothing. Easy fold. Pretty much whoever gets the chips in first is the winner. Benny with ace-king 9-9. Very similar hand. Actually, almost exact same hand as Chuck last time. Let's see what he does with it. See if he can make it work. Chuck's got kings, so we might see some action between the both of them. All right, if Benny folded that hand, we got problems. There's no way that was actually his hand. Flush draw for Mark with queens. Chuck currently in the lead with the kings, but now he's got a set. Mark still has the flush draw with the 5 and the queens. Mike's kind of just in the way here with the jacks. He's going to get out of it. I feel like we're going to have a lot of action and a lot of pots between these two, Chuck and Mark. River cards, 6 of spades. It misses Mark. Should be a check. Easy fold for him after a bet. If Chuck decides, and I think 10K, yeah. All right, Chuck takes down another one. Kind of on a little of a heater right now. Early prediction, but it's either going to be Chuck or Mark first eliminated from this feature table we got here. These two are going at it right now. Chuck picking up kings again. Kings ace 3 suited. Not too shabby. He's going to make it 5K. I kind of like Bruce's hand with the jacks 9-8. Straight possibilities, set possibilities. Does have the hearts. And we got some action, some callers. We got 5 hands in. Mark with the blind hand. Defending his small blind. I can't imagine he has a great hand at this point. We'll see what the flop comes. 9 deuce 6. Not a great flop for anybody really. I mean, Mike C flops 2 pair backdoor spades. Chuck gonna make it 12 with his kings. I imagine it folding around to Mike. Mike gonna pot it. I like this bet out of Mike here. I think Chuck's gonna snap. Chuck gonna snap call with the kings. I'm not gonna say I like the call after Mike pots him after his bet. You gotta know you're behind with the kings, but let's see if he can pull something out of there. Not gonna happen. 2 pairs gonna take it. 6 deuce. Chuck's gonna be our first one eliminated, it seems.
Bye, Felicia.
And now we're down to 15 remaining players. You should see in the top right it says 16. I'm sure that'll update in a minute. Drop down to 15. We have 27 entries if you're just joining in. A little bit of an overlay on this one, so we're only paying out 5K, which is the guarantee. 2,500 to first, 1,500 to second, and 1,000 to third. All right, it looks like we're going 4 to a flop. Couple of small pairs and some big cards. Bruce flopping a nut flush draw, ace high. Mike's got 3 clubs. Benny has 1, so I doubt that's going to come. But he does turn the nut straight and check marks. But there's no action, so I'm assuming it's just going to go fold all around. Maybe Mike sees to maybe hit a flush. But he doesn't know he's drawing dead. Plus a club probably isn't coming considering they're all gone at the moment. It would be detrimental if it did, though. Bruce going to go ahead and put out 10K, but Mike's not going to be able to call with 2 pair there. He did not want the club. A club would have been a bad card for Mike. Bruce might have got a nice double up there off of that. But that bell means our blinds will be going up. We are currently at 5 and 1,000. It's on you, Mike. Mike gonna see his button. Benny gonna pot with aces, double suited, monster hand. Thank you, Benny. Thank you. At least we know you know the good ones, the great ones, shall I say? Mark is in there as well. Victor with a blind hand, not the flop Benny wants to see. Caleb, that's gonna kill all the action. Not sure what Victor has. He's having problems putting his cards in the box at the moment. But with a club flop, not sure how much action we're going to get. Mark does turn a set of fours. It could be a little bit of an action card here. Benny going to go ahead and say, maybe my aces are good. So currently Mark did flop a set of fours, but he wants to see the board pair. I don't think he thinks he's good at this moment. So Benny could bluff here, but I'm pretty sure he's going to check. He might throw out a bet. Okay. It's more like an invitation. 2,500 over to Mark. Mark's going to call that without a doubt. He might even raise it. A raise would be kind of risky to get repotted, but he does. 7,500. Benny could easily take down this hand with a re-raise, but I don't think he has it in him. He's going to let that go. Mark's going to take it down with a set of fours. Better than your aces, Benny. Bruce over here with single suited aces. Let's see how much he makes it. He better raise it. Oh, Lord. We gotta defend those aces, Bruce. Otherwise, hands like Mark's gonna take you down with a set here. Benny's got a monster hand that I would have loved to see raise. Double suited queen, king, jack 10. What an action flop. This is going to be a great one. Mike flopping the boat, jack 9. Benny flopping trips with a straight draw. Victor getting it all in here. It's hard to see. I mean, I'm assuming he's going to have like a flush draw here. We know he doesn't have a jack. Possible pocket nines, but I doubt that would be terrible if he had pocket nines. But Benny needs to get out of here right now. I'm sure he will. There's no way he thinks a straight draw is going to be good here. I mean, if he hits a 10, he does have 10 king for outs. They chop with a queen. I mean, if Benny doesn't think Mike has a boat here, he's got a great hand, but it's going to be a tough fold for Benny. Yeah, he's gonna fall in. It's a great hand for him, but he's not going to like to see that Mike's already flopped the boat. Benny's down to 2 outs. 2 outs to win. Queen to chop. Not going to help. Mike going to take it down with the boat. He's going to take 2 out with that hand. That's a monster hand.
Bye, Felicia.
2
Bye, Felicia.
eliminated. Benny's going to be gone. One of our favorites. Last week's second place winner or first place. I believe they chopped. But great hand for Mike there. And now we're down to 14, it says, but I think we're down to 13. We've eliminated 3 total from this feature table here. Sounds like we might be bringing Rocco down here. Another fan favorite. We love Rocco here at the PBKC. Let's see who it is. Who's going to be our special guest here to the featured table here on our Thursday $200 Mega Deep Stack PLO tournament day. It is Rocco indeed.
Rocco, our favorite rock.
I like Rocco here. He's a nice guy. I wouldn't mind seeing Rocco take it down tonight. I got a lot of guys that I would like to see take it down. Mark folding a hand. I don't want that hand. If Mark's folding a hand, I don't want that one. That's for sure. All right, I guess we got a couple of blind hands. Mike C with the best hand that I can see. Tens. Bruce got a queen. But Neil's going to lead out with 6K, it looks to be. Or 10. It looks like 10. 9,000 is the announced bet. And Mike is going to raise with the button. And Neil's going to go ahead and get it all in. He had a 11.5 total, so easy all in for him there. Looks like we got a top set out of Mike. Mike's got pocket queens. That's a monster flop for him. Rainbow top set. Can't ask for anything better, really. Club, and that's going to be it for that. Neil's going to take down, or Mike's going to take down another one, knocking out Neil here.
Bye, Felicia.
Neil here. This tournament's moving kind of quick. We are moving at a record pace at the moment. So we got 5 here at this feature table. We're down to 12. Probably could use another player coming in here in a moment. Rocco going to limp in with his 10s. Mike as well with the 6s. Bruce said, I don't even want to mess with the set of 8s. I might have seen the flop with that on the button. Seeing what happens. We got 4 in there. Queen, queen, 3 flop. 2 diamonds. Nobody with diamonds. Not a great flop for really anybody. But Mark's going to go ahead and leave out with his 7s, and he's probably going to take it down. Easy game. Bet first, you win. All right. Welcome C1 into our feature table here. Yeah, Mike over there in C4 has had quite the hand of heaters. He's jumped up to 164,000. Taking quite the chip lead at this featured table here. Second here is Mike C, the other Mike, with 99. And you see Mark with 85, Bruce with 51, and Rocco at 22. I'm sure we'll get an updated stack here on seat 1 as well. But we are down to 11 players, as you see up there in the top right. Okay, we're going to go heads up to this flop. Mark and Mike. Mike in a bet 3,000 into Mark's 2 pair. Mark's not liking it at all. He just wants to get out of there. I don't blame him.
Just nipped it. Such a clean cut. Yeah, yeah. Eventually you're going to get covered. She was talking about me.
David under the gun with his king 9-8 suited, raising it up to 3,500. Getting a lot of respect to this table, folding around. Rocco thinking about the queen jack 8-6. Not a terrible hand, but being under the gun, I don't really like it. I like the fold. First hand at the table, give him a little respect. I don't mind it. Mike just going to limp here with his jacks. Dangerous player here. We'll want to give him away. I don't mind the jack 4-3. 4-3 is not that strong. Under the gun. Not terrible, but Mark's going to go ahead and make the raise for him with his blind hand that we can't see. And Mike's going to see how hot he actually is. Not really hitting the board there. Check it over to Mark. Give him the lead. Let him stay in the lead. 95. That's a pretty big bet for Mike. I can't really see him calling that, and he's snap folds before we can even get the camera over to him. Bruce likes it. He's going to get in there with his ace, king, queen. Double suited. Kind of a big hand. I would have liked to see maybe a raise there, but kind of a friendly table. Going to let these little hands draw on him here, and then let's see if he can draw better. Rainbow flop. Not really what he wants to see. Looks like Mike checked his 2-pair, 8-3. Mike has a flush draw 2-pair. Bruce is going to go ahead and bet his king at this point, but he might get raised here. Not sure what Mark's got. Maybe a straight draw. 2-pair. Do want to see what Mike and David. There's no way those are their hands, right? Mike folding 2-pair flush draw. Okay, so Bruce is going to go ahead and hit a monster card there on the river, giving him a boat. King's full. Okay, Mark had a flush draw as well, so explain this diamond's not coming. That's 3 players with a flush draw there on the turn. Bruce finally going to win one here. I think that's his first hand, decent hand that he's won here at this featured table.
What did he say?
You can't stand it because you can't get. You wanted mustard, but you got mayonnaise. Mustard's a little smaller too. Like I wanted mustard, you gave me mayonnaise.
Raise out of David. He likes his 8s. Can't blame him. Double suited. With the button. Bruce defending the big blind. And Mark's always in there, so, you know. King, king, deuce, rainbow. David picks up a deuce, but he's already got the 8, so we're chilling there. Going to go ahead and pot that board. And it's going to work. He's going to take it down. All right, we got battle of the blinds here. Bruce hands kind of not sure what Mark's got. Looks like. Okay, I was gonna say it looks like we might get check all the way down, but Mark may have picked up a 2-pair or a flush draw, straight draw maybe. Oh yeah, he had the flush draw there. 3 in his hand. And we got our blinds going up now, currently from 1,000, 1,500 to 1,200. So if you're just joining in, we had 27 entries in today's Thursday tournament. 5K guaranteed. We did have a little bit of an overlay, so we are paying only 3 spots. It's going to be 2,500 for first, 1,500 for second, and 1,000 for third. Not a bad day to come in here and play this tournament in the short field if you like PLO. Chris letting them know you get blinds are up. Got to make it 4 as the min raise. And that's going to attract Mark and Mike both into the spot to go 3-handed to the flop. So the flop is 10 Queen Jack. David flopped the nuts. Mark flops a set. And there is no flush draw out there at the moment. But Mark, I'm sure, knows he's behind, but he has a set, so maybe he can get a paired board here. He does have the bottom end of straight as well with the 8-9, but that's no good. Ace King's going to go ahead and be in the lead here for 63%.
They've done studies, you know. 60% of the time, it works every time.
The board went runner, runner, heart, but neither of them had the heart, so the Ace King's going to hold. Mark's going to end up losing his hand. No paired board for him, and David is going to win another one. He's kind of just winning here and there. Hasn't lost a hand yet. Schmergy. What's up, Schmergy? You should have came and worked with me. Terry left me all alone today. Can you believe that guy? Did we get you? We didn't get you. We didn't get you a soundboard yet. So I'll give you this one for now. You know what I mean?
My name is Jeff.
Steph, I saw you type it on Facebook. You don't need to go on YouTube and type it now. Steph. Oh, can you respond faster to me on YouTube than you can on Facebook? Because if so, that makes sense. You're welcome. You're welcome. So we got 5 hands of just fabulous card players into this pot. All kinds of hands. Checking around. Do we have a queen anywhere? I do not see one. All right, Mike's going to pot that with his 2 pair. King Jack, sorry. And it should be enough to take it down. I don't think Rocco can make a call here. Well, Rocco does have King Jack as well. I'm sorry, I didn't even see that. But does he think Mike has the ace queen or queen 9? Which is probably what he's thinking. He's probably just going to get out of the way there. With the pot size bet of 12K. Even though they had the same hand, we're probably chopping. Not a bad fold. There's nothing you can do there when you're out of position. Facing a pot size bet. Mike's playing really well today. Getting good cards, playing them well. Not much more you can ask for. Mike picking up another good hand, 9-7. Just going to limp in there for 2K. Two diamonds on the flop. That's a flush draw for Rocco. Not much for David. David does pick up a gut shot. Mike does have a set as well with his 7s. Let's see if we get a raise or just a call here. No diamond for Rocco, but he's going to go ahead and lead out for the 4K and just give the rest to Mike here, I guess. Mike's going to have the 3 sevens. He's going to take this down. Rocco didn't have much of a choice. He didn't have much behind. He was kind of gambling it all on that flush draw there. And Rock's going to be out on that one, unfortunately.
Bye, Felicia.
And Mike's just going to go ahead and keep doubling up. He cannot lose. He cannot lose right now.
He's heating up. That Hansel's so hot right now. Hansel, so hot right now. Hansel. It's that damn Hansel. He's so hot right now.
So with that elimination, we're going to be down to 10. We're going to be 5-5 here. So a little short-handed for a couple, hopefully a couple more minutes. Maybe not too long at this feature table here. Mike basically does have a 2-1 chip lead over our second place player here at the featured, with Mike C having 91 and Mike having 181. So he does have kind of a commanding chip lead at the moment. Ace, deuce, 6 rainbow. It's going to be an ace for Bruce, deuce for Mark, and a 6 for Mike. That Jack gives Mark 2 pair with Jack deuce. He's going to bet AK on it. Mike does have a gut shot, but not going to be enough to call him down. Bruce is going to call as well. That's going to give Bruce an 8 on the river and give him a bigger 2-pair. Terrible card from Mark there. That's a bink for Bruce for sure. Kind of a loose call by Bruce there, but it works out in the end. Mark opening up some kings here. Not going to raise it. I like the sneakiness. Just going to limp for 2K. Maybe repot somebody that pots. Or raises. Let's see. Everyone just, nope, not going to work out. Everyone's just going to limp in, and Mark's kings are going to have to defend against 4. He does keep top pair. 9,000 from Mike C. Gonna bet his gut shot straight draw. 2 of those 5s are gone, so he really only has 2 outs. The other Mike is gonna go ahead and see him with a pair of 8s and also an open-ended straight draw. So any 10, any 5 for Mike. Diamond is good for Mike C, giving him a flush draw as well as his gut shot still. Go ahead and rip it for 30,000. Mike in seat 4, I can't really see calling too much here. Yeah, good laydown by Mike in seat 4, but Mike C is going to be the winner of this Michael and Michael battle.
Michael. Oh, God. Michael. 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 No, Michael, no. Michael. 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 Michael's Michael.
7,000 out of Mike with his kings on the button. Mike C gonna call with queens, and Mark's in the middle with the mystery hand. Both Mike's gonna have top pairs in their own mind. Mike on the button is going to bet 15. And both Mikes get out of the way there. I'm surprised Michael C did not see the next card. But I'm guessing 15,000 was too much for him. I don't mind him not taking the risk there. So Bruce going to limp with his 10s on the buttons. And Mike's going to let them live, taking 4 to the flop. Ace 3 deuce. 2 clubs. Mike C flopping a flush draw, and Bruce flopping the bigger flush draw. But Mark's going to be the one to lead out with his 2 pair. Mike going to let the small flush draw go. Over to David here. David not just having aces. Bruce going to let go his bigger flush draw with 10s. All right, and Mark's going to take it down with 2 pairs. Deuce 3. I guess Deuce 3 is not a bad hand. Flop 2 pair, bet, take it down easy, 5-handed. Easy game. Let's see if David lets them live, and he does with his jacks. Rainbow 5, not rainbow, but diamonds on board. Mike C does have the flush draw. David's still in the lead with his jacks. But Mark's going to be the one to lead out with absolutely nothing on the button. Mike going to go ahead and see another one with a pair of 7s and a flush draw. See if a good bluffing card not going to happen. Queen of diamonds out on the turn there. Mike going to hit his straight. I'm sure Mark's going to slow down on that one. Mark's going to go full out bluff on this and pot it, but I mean, Mike has the second nuts. Well, I'm not sure what's going on here because it says Mark has a queen of diamonds. There's a queen of diamonds on the board, so I think we have a couple misreads. Or he has the queen of hearts. Okay, so he had the queen of hearts. That Mark does not have that hand. Mark has king queen in his hand. So Mark's hand is completely wrong. From what I'm seeing on the board, he has king queen. I don't know what the other 2 are, but he had 2 pair on the turn. Mike had the flush. River came a king, and Mark just bowed it up and wins a big hand against Mike C. That's pretty wild.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
You jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
But with that final hand, we are going to go to final table here. We're going to have these guys mix up a couple seats here, and then we'll get action back underway. So if you guys are just joining in, we only had 27 entries today. Kind of a little bit of an overlay there. So we are paying the 5K guarantee, 2,500 the first, 1,500 to second, and 1,000 to third. Only playing 3 spots today, but if you are a PLO enjoyer, today would have been the day to get in there. Nice short pool, enjoyable tournament. I think it was 2 tables all day. Possibly maybe got up to 3. I don't think so. Top right does say 10 players, but we do go to final table at 9. We only play 9-handed final tables here, not 10. We do have 10 seats here, but we do not use one of the boxes because they do not work. So the number you are seeing in the top right-hand corner is incorrect. We are 9-handed at the moment. Confirmed, our dealers here at the PBKC Club do listen. All right, let's get this final table underway. We are 9-handed featured final table in our Thursday $200 Mega Deepstack PLO. 5K guaranteed and a $300 ticket that goes to first place if you are so lucky. looks like we're on our first hand. We're going to go 5-handed to our first final table flop with 2 mystery hands. 6-7. That's a great flop for Phil, flopping the straight. Alan flopping the top end of the wrap, a super duper or mega wrap. He's going to go ahead and make it 12,000 with that hand. You know, even though Phil flopped the straight, I'd rather have Alan's hand here. Phil going to go ahead and replop with the nuts as he should, and Alan's going to go ahead and snap call this, probably repot all in, and they're both going to be all in with no doubt as it should go. Neither of them having the flush calls, which is a bonus for both of them in a way. So Phil just wishing his hand's going to hold up, and Alan just having a godly wrap at the moment. Even though Phil's in the lead, you could see there Alan has the 52% advantage to win this hand. Phil has an amazing amount of outs to dodge right now. It's insane. 13 outs to dodge right now. Dodges 1. Wow. Wow. He just dodged a lot of outs, and with that, Alan's going to be eliminated.
Bye, Felicia.
But Phil's hand holds up, and that's kind of surprising to be honest.
Did that go the way you thought it was going to go? Nope.
But I'm sure any of you guys that are PLO enjoyers would take Alan's hand over Phil's hand there on the flop every time. If you do play PLO, you know you'd rather flop the nut draw than flop the nuts on the flop. 100%. Nuts rarely hold up on the flop. Kevin can come in on his first hand and just deal fire, as he usually does.
Kevin!
All right, looking like we're just going to have about all the blinds with these two marginal hands. Ace, King, Jack's not terrible, but, you know, is what it is. Both flopping a pair. Wiggs with 2 pair now. Phil with a gut shot. Also the nut club draw. Wiggs going to go ahead and lay down the best hand. Even though he was in the lead, he was behind percentage-wise there, as you saw on the top. It was 56, 40, 44, or 42, I believe, is what it showed there. Jalapeno, what's up, man? After the flop, Alan had no choice but to ship it. He did, however, break the second rule of poker. Never go broke in a limped pot. It's true. I mean, with that flop, he flops super duper omega wrap. Like, you have to go all in. But, I mean, I don't know how you don't hit there, but it is what it is. It happens sometimes. Those are the flops we dreamed to hit with those kind of cards. Mike's going to limp in with his queen, single suited with the king queen. I don't love all the limps, but it is Bruce going to limp as well with his aces, single suited. I mean, we should be getting a little bit more action with these hands, but, you know, a little bit of a friendly table here. We're just going to let these marginal hands draw on us, like the Jack 6-5-5 and these two blind hands that we could get out of here. So we're going to let 5 hands to the flop. The aces are going to have to defend against 4. Does hit the top set, but Mike has a flush draw. We're just going to full pot 18. The only caller he might get is Mike, but it's just only on a flush draw. He does have his queens, but he is running hot right now, so he is going to make the call. And that's a brutal card for Mike. He's going to hit a set of queens with a flush draw. This could be a big hand. One of these two could go out here. Yep. Mike's going to repot, and Bruce is going to go all in. That's a brutal turn card for Mike. Kevin just continues to deal monster hands right now. Bruce still does have outs, so he has 7 outs, 7 spades is what I'm saying. And does not get it. He hits a king on the river, so Bruce's ace, set of aces, is going to win. Mark's trying to find a boat for Mike there, but it's just not going to happen. Not going to happen on Kevin's watch, Mark. Mike had the money to pay him, so he's not out of here. Mike was the chip leader, but now it's going to go ahead and transfer over to Bruce, who's going to be at 166,000. And that's going to be, I mean, Mike's still in a decent position. He's going to have 104,000, so he's not terrible, but definitely not the card Mike wanted to see there to commit him more to that pot. I'd say a decent amount. I wouldn't say a lot of outs. He had 7 outs. Any spade. It didn't pair the board. Mark and Bruce both going to limp in with their medium pocket pairs. Actions on Phil with his blind hand, raising it to 12. As you see there, Wiggs got pocket aces single suited on the button. Could be seeing a re-raise here. And we are going to see a pot-sized bet. So he's got less. He's got 36.5, so he's going to be all in with that bet. And he's probably going to take it down there. It's going to go fold all the way around, I would imagine. Okay, Phil must have a monster as well then with his blind hand. We're going to see it here. Let's see what we got. So we got aces versus, looks like straight cards out of Phil's hand. I can't really see. Might be pocket queens. Pocket kings. Kings versus aces, classic. That flop does give Wiggs the flush draw, and there it is, going to be ace high flush for Wiggs. So Wiggs going to get a double up there with his ace high flush draw. Ace is going to hold up. Better hand wins. So if you are just joining in, welcome, welcome. We are 15, 3,000 blind limit. We are 8-handed at our final table today. We started with 27 total buy-ins. A little bit of a layover. So we are paying 5K guaranteed. We're only paying 3 spots with the overlay. I said layover. With the overlay. So we're paying $2,500 for first, $15 for second, and $1,000 for third. Brett's going to limp his queens on over to Mike on the button. Well, Mike just sits pretty with his pocket aces, single suited, waiting to re-raise. So Mike C raises ace-10 on the button, and Mike in seat 3 just limps with his aces. Interesting. Over to Bruce with 2 pairs, jacks and deuces. He's going to go ahead and limp as well. Back to Bruce with his double suited queens. Clubs are going to be no good since Mike has the nut. Clubs. So we're going to have 4 players to the flop here. 3 of them sitting all around the same area. Mike with the slight advantage at 36%. And a 3-6-5 rainbow board. None of them going to love that flop at all. Anybody that decides to take the lead here can take the spot here. Mike's going to go ahead and ship it all in with his aces, figuring top pair is going to be good, hoping nobody flopped a straight and checked it, or 2 pair, or set. If this is Mike's hand, I want to say Mike C's hand is wrong. I don't really see him putting it all in on a bluff like that. On a complete air bluff. But it's possible he did. He is capable of making these moves, but Mike C has a 59% chance to win, so I'm assuming he has a straight. It's hard to see. Mike in C3 just called with aces. So he's got... This is what he has. His hand is correct on the board, but 2 pair for Mike, 10s and 3s. And that 5 counterfeited him. Yikes. It gives Mike in C3 aces and 5s. Wow. And Mike continues to stay on a heater and knock out Mike on Mike.
Bye, Felicia.
So just like that, we're 7-handed here at our featured final table. And our only remaining mic does not slow down one bit. Continues to stay hot. He did lose that one big hand to Bruce a couple hands ago, but now he's back up to chip lead again. Quickly recapturing that first place spot. I am riding solo, Duke. Terry, the other bearded dragon, is feeling a little under the weather today. So we gave him the day off. He needs it. The guy just works so hard, you know? Mark flopping a set of 4s here. Bruce flopping a little bit of a wrap here. And Phil is just unknown. You don't even need that other guy? No, we need that guy. That guy carries the show. Duke, a.k.a. Terry.
Bag up, Terry. Put in reverse, Terry. What you doing, Terry?
So Mark going to take that down with the set of 4. I heard he's golfing right now. Listen, Terry, if you're golfing right now, I promise you, there's going to be a price to pay for that. So Phil needs to put his cards in the box and keep them on the table. That would be appreciated. Thank you very much, Phil. Heard he just carded an 85. On the front 9, maybe. Bruce going to pot that top 2, Queen 7. David says no thank you. Mark looking like he's got a little something that he wants to call him down with, but I'm not sure if Phil knows that he needs to put the cards in the box, or if there even is a box on the table, or even what day it is. But maybe one of these hands he'll get lucky and it'll accidentally land in the box. So we're going 3 to the flop. Joey couldn't hang. Nah, come on, Joey. They actually had a dual rate meeting today upstairs, and Joey said he had to leave after the meeting. So he bailed on me. So it's just, you know, flying solo dolo. But we're good here. We're 8-handed, 7-handed at the final table. We're on a record pace, and, you know.
Don't you worry, son. It will all be over soon.
So we're not stressing. Take the day off. Enjoy. Your boy is over here carrying. That is an action flop, you know? I mean, if I read it right, which I'm not sure, Mark has a wrap, and David has 2 pair, and Mark hits the straight on the river. I've been just kind of staying stuff. I don't know if anything's true or anything, but without you, I just feel lost. Like I'm just wandering in the woods to you know, put out all that poker nonsense. Mark in a hurry to get them chips, you know what I mean? Someone folded a set of 5s? Nah, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Set of 5s no good there, though. Come on, Terry, you know that. Straight beats a set all day, every day. You would be here in the booth right now, ripping your hair out at some of these folds and checks and limps. We have to get that one updated. I don't know how you haven't done that yet, Terry. All right, David ripping a monster Terry hand. Ace King Jack 10 single suited of hearts on the button. Mark thinking about it with just I don't know. We'll just call that a Terry hand. 9873. He's going to take a shot in the dark with his 9873 single suited, and Bruce is going to also see the flop with jacks single suited. All right, let's see who hits. Ace 5 deuce, not a flop really. All anyone wants to see, David hits his ace. Mark not going to hit anything. No way. Bruce probably going to let the jacks go as well. Mark's going to take it down. I mean, okay. David's all in for like 3,500, so Bruce is going to be forced to call. But let's see if Bruce can get lucky and hit a jack. Jack or maybe a straight draw comes out. They're all Terry hands. That's not true. That's not true. Nine of diamonds for Ace King for David. One pair takes it down. The rare one pair takes it down in the PLO. Terry, I bet you've never won a hand. Actually, that's not true. I bet the majority of your hands that you win are with one pair. Mark making up hands now. You had a 9873, Mark. Just the monster of all monsters, a.k.a. the Terry, the Terrence Terminator hand. That should be your poker name there, Terry. Terrence the Terminator Terry. Oh man, what a name! You're welcome. All right, 4 players on this limped pot. They're all going to be blind hands. Fire. But Mike's going to rip pot here on the Jack 10 Ace spade board. It's going to be enough to take it down. Easy game. So if you are just joining in, we are 7-handed here at our featured final table on our Thursday $200 mega hand Deepstack super duper buy-in. PLO 5K guaranteed. Absolutely. We are paying 3 spots today. $2,500 for first, $1,500 for second, and $1,000 for third. Uh-oh. Oh, I love that. My aces, no! All right, blinds are up. Just kidding. We'll give you guys one more free run before we raise the blinds. David going to limp with his 9s, and Brett going to immediately snap pot the kings. I'm sure going to be followed by a repot, possibly from Phil on the button. Double suited aces. Yep, repot by Phil. So I know Phil's got pocket kings, but to be instantly repotted, that hand's not as strong as he might think it is. So this could be a very easy fold, but he might be looking to make a call here. He's definitely behind that we can see. He should know he's behind as well. I mean, he's only his hearts are crushed because Phil has the ace of heart draw. So he really only has the kings to hit a set, maybe get lucky, hit a 2-pair here. And that's just falling in love with pocket kings. That's just Texas Hold'em mentality. All right, Phil going to have an 83% chance to win this pot. Rainbow board, missed everybody. 3 gives Phil the straight there. 2, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's going to take that one down, and it looks like he's going to double up. I believe Brett had more chips. I think Brett's going to be stuck with 15,000 behind. Phil going to make a nice little double up. Brett picking possibly the wrong time to do this. I mean, he's only got 5,000. I guess it really doesn't matter. He does have any pair, but I mean, any hand can win in PLO. That's a fact. Phil's got a better overpair. Not that it really matters, but it looks like 3 to a flop, maybe 4. Bruce going to hit the straight with the ace-jack there. There is the heart flush draws out there, but not for Brett. Mark does have a mystery hand. He's going to be the one leading out betting 9,000. Bruce sitting pretty with the nuts right now, thinking, how much do I make this? Do I full pot? And he's going to go ahead and full pot it here. I'm sure he didn't want to. Mark said he's got a smaller straight, so he had the jack 9. I'm sure Bruce was trying to max value out of him, but betting full pot was too much for Mark. And Bruce is going to have the check mark over Brett already, unfortunately. He's going to have the ace-jack locked up. Brett has no redraws. 5 of hearts on the river there. Going to give Bruce a flush, jack high. And that's going to eliminate Brett.
Bye, Felicia.
In 7th place here. So we are now 6-handed at our featured final table. And one thing I can say is these are all new faces here at the final table. Not new faces to the room, but new faces that have survived this long. Mike and C3 is usually around here for a while at the final table. Bruce usually. Mark usually either stacks up quick or he's out quick. And right now he's running pretty decent, so I'd like to see him win one. So it looks like we might have a new Thursday PLO winner this week. Phil just going to limp with his queens. Over to Mike. Pocket 4 is on the button. Why not? Feel like less sound bites are less saturated with you at the helm? 100%, Terry. Come on. We're veteran over here. We know how to work things, you know what I mean? When you got a little kid in a candy store pressing buttons all day. Plus, you got just an overwhelming amount of buttons. Sometimes when I see one, when it pops in my head, I try to look for it. I'm like, oh, the moment's gone. You know what I mean? So, as I work my way around your board. Anticipation is key. 100%. Sometimes I try to talk and stall it out while I look for the freaking button, but you know, you got 3 pages to scroll through, so it's tough. Plus, I don't even know what all these freaking we're not worthy. Like, what movie is that even from? It's only 4. Friendly table. It's only ever 4. It's 4 straight. PLO. Wednesday. Super deep mega stack. Well, they've been flopping the 8-9 straight. Also, Mark's flopping it as well. Both sitting pretty on a rainbow board. Mike's going to be the one to lead out though with his set of 7s. This could be a monster hand. This has potential to knock out a couple players here. Let's see. Mark's going to go ahead and ship it all in. Dave's going to go ahead and ship it all in. Mike's surely going to call. There's no way he doesn't call with his chip stacks on these players. Let's see what's going to happen here. So right now we got Mike and David chopping this pot with the 8-9 nut straight. Mike drawing with the set of 7s, looking for a paired board. Queen ace, so 9-8's going to hold up, and Mark and David going to chop up Mike's money. Wiggs is usually found at the pickleball final court. Oh, is he a late reg, early out kind of guy? So Terry, if I can go and try to do your kind of style of soundboard, let's say after that pot you would have been like right about here, right?
Check out the big Donnie, please.
We're not worthy!
I have a bad feeling.
So just a little bit of chip trade in there, not nothing, not much. Mike still got 124,000, sitting in second place at this final table. Bruce sitting at 170. Mark and Phil both sitting at 105. David at 72, and Wiggs at 75. It's always nice to have a couple of back doors in PLO, whatever that means.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Bruce going to go ahead and just limp with that hand. That's one of those hand Terry would, if I know Terry and I know Terry, he repots. Or he pots there. But Bruce going to let them all draw on him. See if the spades come out for David and Wiggs with the nut spades. And he flops a set of threes there. That's a great flop for Wiggs. He might have flopped too much, so he's going to have to just kind of coast here. Not go too hard on these guys with a repot here, but Phil's is going to lead out with his two pair. I would have liked to just see a call rather than a pot out of Wiggs. Phil does have a two pair, but I can't really see him making an all-in call with just a two pair, no flush draw. I mean, if you're Wiggs, you're not mad that you win it now, but you would like to win it all, win the maximum. And letting him see the turn card could have done that for him. Or at least like a min raise here. He would have had to call a min raise for sure. Pot might be just be a bit too much, and he might be able to get away from this hand. And Phil does have the deuce-4 for an open-ended straight draw, but it's just not enough when there's a flush draw out there.
Today, Junior?
Thank you so much for calling back. I really appreciate that. That seemed like a very clear and embarrassing. Yes, that's fine.
And the snap fold out of Phil there. Wiggs going to go ahead and show the monster flop that he had. Just going to go ahead and confirm to Phil that he was, in fact, beat. If I was Wiggs, I might have just mucked that.
the mic, I'm not off the camera.
Oh, we got a non-chopper in the group. We got a non-chopper.
Come on.
I was just going to ask the same question.
I'm waiting.
Are we able to call clock on the floor? Does it work like that? If so, clock. Overlay. Pfft. It's layover. So what seems to have happened was I have no idea. So now that bell you just heard was the break bell. So we might be going on break here for about 10 minutes, maybe less. But in the meantime, we will go on a 5-minute break here. I'm going to send you guys to Handemonium while we figure this out, what's going on here. And we'll be right back. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
There's one other person.
I think it was Twan and Jason I saw.
Twan and Jason. So everybody showed up, and we got a stream. Skip, not happy with the push in the small blind. Open folds his queen jack. Armando's going to take it down, right? Or is that a call?
It looks like it might be a call here.
Oh,
She's
boy,
framing
she's
the
framing
cards.
it.
Yeah,
Yep.
I didn't hear it either. But
We got ourselves a frame job here. We're framing the flop. Are you in?
no help for Skip here. He's the one at risk. Going to need a queen or a jack, or now a 10. Picks up a few more outs going to the river. And there's that 10.
Straight
so
Skip.
Straight for Skip is going to bring him back up over $1 million in chips. Armando dropping down to 485,000.
Armando feels like he got framed on that one.
Well, we'll see. I mean, look where that button is right now. It doesn't, sure as hell doesn't look like it's on Steve, but
no, it's on Bunk. See who checks first here for confirmation.
Heads up.
So Bo with the C bet gets called by Bunk, who picks up the ace. Continues to get better for Bunk. Spade comes out. He's got the ace of spades. Doesn't really have to worry about much here.
All in.
Except a shove from Bo,
All
and now
in
Bunk
from
is faced with a
Bo.
decision. Bo with absolutely no outs here cannot win.
330,000 over to Bunk, who, as you mentioned, already has the check mark here. It's just, can he make the call? Obviously has kicker problems potentially if Bo's got an ace as well.
The iconic Smitty, or iconic Smitty. And let me tell you, nothing much is going on. Just some good old bluffing going on here on the river from Bunk. That's what's going on.
Yeah, 330.
Deep in the tank is Bunk, wondering how he can fold the best hand.
I feel like he just might.
Give Bo a little bit respect.
Yeah, he will.
Oh yeah, he gave a lot of respect. There it is. Bad kicker problems. Wasn't really worried about anything else besides the kicker problems. Bo, and you never know, even if you are bad, it could always be your lucky day. Or lucky weekend in this case.
Look at this. Bunk raising his ace-jack, and Steve 3-betting with 7-6 offsuit.
Would you take a look at this? Can't believe it. He's calling with a 7-6.
He's raising with a 7-6.
Oh, yeah, that's
Bunk
right.
is
Even better.
Bunk's even better.
That's my guy. He's on the button. You got to play the button.
Ace, king,
Oh, my
flop.
God. He immediately checks over to Steve. Steve,
I don't see how Bunk doesn't call this knowing his table image.
It's in there. That's it.
I'll be very surprised. I mean, I'm not saying it's an easy spot, but I'll be very surprised if he doesn't call.
Once in a while, you'd be wrong. Most of the time, you'd be right to make the call.
Especially with what we've seen from Steve so far. I mean...
Mrs. Kimmel, if you're watching, close your eyes. Look the other way. You don't want to see this. You don't want to see it. Bunk has absolutely no choice. He's been getting bullied by Steve since the stream started. He's got ace-jack. He just picked up 2-pair with the jack kicker. There's a good chance that Steve has an ace or nothing. There is a chance he has a king, but what is he really re-raising with? Is it king-queen? Is that what he's re-raising with? Or is he re-raising with the low hands that he's been re-raising the entire stream with? Would Steve actually shove with trip kings? The answer, maybe. I don't know. He's been firing at absolutely everything, so I don't know why he would take a break. Like I said, if Steve ever catches a hand, he's going to get paid off. And Bunk is thinking, am I the guy who's going to pay him off now? Like, is that what I'm doing? Am I that guy? Am I the guy who just got caught in the whirlwind?
He just glances over at him, and again, look at Steve. He's like,
oh, it's
wow.
a fold. Okay, you can come out now, Christina. Oh, if he shows it, that's the end of Bunk that'd be the end of it. I mean, how do you come back from that?
I did not see him folding there.
That'll be an easy fold. Same thing goes for Mika. Anthony now set with a decision. The decision to get a set.
Pocket nines here, yeah.
Niners heard they're going to be good this year.
Raise 300,000.
Right behind is Bunk with Ace King. He's built to stack up over 2 million now.
All right.
We saw him go big over the top with Ace Queen against Mark earlier. Let's see if he comes big over the top with Ace King here.
Interesting spot for Bunk.
Different scenario though, much bigger table, but
he is going to go over the top.
Over the top, kind of bumps it to 650.
Okay. 3-bet from Bunk.
Steve's got those suited connectors, but yeah, doesn't even think about it here, obviously.
Good. This is a new Steve. Here comes the putter throw. Wait a minute. This is a new Happy Gilmore.
It's the moment, all in and a call. Anthony going to go with the nines, and it is going to be a flip here. Nines are favored 56%. I'm going to take the Ace King here, though.
Now who they want? Flip? No. Nines win this all day long.
Ooh, nine's going to have to get to work then. Oh, you. All day long, Sal said.
All day long.
Not even a sweat.
9 on the river.
Notice how he didn't be like, well, no, he knew it.
No,
he knew it was coming.
Yeah. I think we all did. There's no
Nah,
way
I
we're
didn't.
knocking out a player this early of the final table. Just not happening.
And it's not at all. But you're just teasing, right? Because Brandon's cool.
It's all good, man. Like I know you got some beef, bro. It's all good.
You know what's funny too is when I was like reading and everything, I was like, we have a Brandon on the table, and I didn't even think about you because you're not terrible. But it didn't even, yeah. And then I was like,
That's usually, yeah.
I was
That's
like, I
usually
read
the
that out
standard
loud
I
and
set for myself.
everything,
As long as I'm not terrible, you
yeah,
know,
you're
I'm
not
pretty good.
terrible. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's recorded. I don't want to like say too much. You know, you could like play it back someday and be like, remember that one time you said I was fantastic?
True, yeah.
My Alec, don't be like that. Come on. Come on. What's going on? Are we going to have a break? We just got here. Ay, ay, ay.
That's 320,000.
Turn going, check, check. Gene turning his bottom pair into a bluff. On the river with the diamond coming in.
Yeah,
And Steve makes a good
sniffs
call.
it out and calls here.
Makes a good call.
And I mean, his hand is stronger than you would expect here. I mean, a lot of stuff came in though. Like, I think he's going to show up with something more often than other players. Steve's going to ship it under the gun here. Anyways, I know sometimes I go on and on about a hand, but I do think that's interesting, and it just goes to the idea of like, then what?
Yeah, but you know what? These are big spots. I mean, that's like an important pot.
Yeah, yeah.
At
I
that
think
moment.
it's a really interesting pot to dissect because it answers the.
So we are back. Still don't know what happened, but we are going to be raising the blinds. They did take their break, so we should be good until the end of the tournament. We are six-handed here at our featured final table. Right there you see the chip leads. Bruce in first with 163,000. Mike with 127. Wiggs with 119. Phil with 93. Mark with 87. And David with 86. We are paying the top three spots, 2,500, 1,500, and 1,000. Although I do think the players agreed on a five-way payout, maybe a six-way payout. That way we get the action going here a little bit for the little stacks.
They have different team sizes, 2-player, 4-player, men, women. I mean, there's so many different teams. I mean, 6. Oh, I got it there. It's fine. Sorry. Don't mind me. Do another 6. Yeah, no worries.
So Mark going to make it 17,000 with his mystery hand. Bruce going to let go of the ace, queen, sixes. Phil should be getting involved with the ace, queen, jack, 10. Single suited. He's under the gun, so I do see why he wanted to fold, but I still think he should be in there. Everyone else is going to fold around to Mark. And he just shows an ace-4 offsuit. No way.
I'm sure they're having a good time. Sure it is. But they're souvenirs. They take them. They give them to people. That's why they're missing 10,000 of them. Come on now. Person's taking like 20, 30 a piece, giving them away to their buddies. Oh, look, they handed out the little bit. Yeah. Otherwise, you'd be having a lot of babies.
friendly game. There might be something wrong with Mark's box, but I mean, really, we don't really need to see his cards anyway. He plays every hand. Phil flop in the middle set, though. Set of tens. Mark going to go ahead and lead out for 16. Phil probably going to repop this. Let me check your math on that, Kevin. Checks out. 48 plus 20 is, in fact, 68. Mark debating his decision to bet 16. I'm assuming a small flush draw, maybe a pair. But whatever it is, I bet you he shows 2 on the fold. Couldn't see him, but I think I saw a 10. David letting the pocket nines go. Maybe some ICM play there. Or maybe he just doesn't like pocket nines, but Wiggs is going to go ahead and raise his ace king jack off the button. Mark's going to be in this one. Wiggs is going to hit that jack for trip jacks. Mark going to completely miss that board. Wiggs going to hit full-size pot and take it down. It's an easy game when you hit. So let's see if David opens up with his kings here. Single suited. Full size pot. 21,000. Phil going to drop his cards faster than he picked them up. And that hand's over. So what you're telling me is all you have to do is say pot and you win? This game's easy. Feels like I got sixes. No, I'll play. Or not. Double suited sixes. I might have limped. Mark calling 6 on the button, and we're going to take 3 as the blinds let them live to the flop. Phil would have flopped a set there, a set of sixes. That would have been a monster hand for him on a rainbow board. Mark going to lead out. 20,000, going to take that down pretty easy. Seems as if this table action has gone down quite a bit. Mike just looking like he loved that hand. Three, 4, 3 on the flop. Not much for anybody. Maybe a gut shot for Phil. Open-ended for Mark. Club draw does come on the turn. Nobody with clubs. Mark's going to go ahead and take the lead here with his queen high. Could be enough. Phil only has nothing. Oh, Mark's aggression going to go ahead and start picking up at this table as he smells a little bit of weakness here. So Mark's picking up pocket aces, single suited. We could have an action flop if somebody else gets a nice hand to battle with him a little bit. Mike's not going to be the one. Let's see how much Mark makes it. I'm assuming he might full pot. Bruce folding the eights. David going to snap fold right behind him. Yeah, you're down bad, Kevin, if you got Mark correcting you on the pot. You need to lock it in. Lock it in, buddy. David going to rip pot with ace, queen, jack 10. Very nice hand, single suited. On over to Mike with a 9-8-7-7. I'd love to see him call this. If not, raise, but definitely not fold. Pretty sure we know Mark's going to get involved with almost anything he has. Not going to be a good drawing hand list. It's a small board flop for him. That bet is PBK certified. And that is a flop that Mark could be looking for. He does flop the nut flush with a pair of fives and low cards on the board. So him betting pot here is probably going to take it down. I can't see David calling with anything. So he completely aired that board. So Mark gets lucky with a great flop for himself and takes down another one. Aggression is key in these final tables where we have a lot of players just kind of sitting around, kind of trying to coast to the top. And also hitting cards. That helps too. Can't win if you miss. Wiggs raising up his queens to 16K. Mark not loving his cards at all. But, I mean, they look like ace-jack 6-5, very similar to what he had last hand. Possibly unsuited all around. David bought in his double suited nines. I like the bet. Wiggs thinking about getting active with his sixes and ace-7 suited. Not going to happen though. A little too rich. See, Mark has pocket tens. It looks to be ahead, but actually behind because David does have the higher clubs, and he has one of his tens. So he has one to a set. But it's actually 55-45 now that those other people fold. Let's see if Mark can pull another one out and continue to run good on David. Ace, king, queen. Not a bad flop for either of them. Kings for David, queens for Mark. David's going to rip pop first, so it's probably going to take it down. You can't really see Mark calling. No flush draw. Rainbow board, just pair of tens and queens. Mark ends up making the good fold. It is a 70-30%. They both need the jack to improve their hands, but David doesn't need to improve. Mark debating that fold, but it was a good fold. Wiggs with a sneaky good hand. I would have liked to see him in that hand, but I understand the fold. Mark going in blind again. And the blind's going to let him live on the button. Queen Jack 7, missing both those hands. David did hit a 7. Not sure what Mark has, but the aggression's probably going to win this hand. These blinds kind of just letting him limp this button and win every time. They need to start raising them, getting them off those hands. I mean, he did have a blind hand, so we don't know how strong it was, but if it was strong enough, Mark probably would have raised it. What? All these stacks are pretty much around the same area. A little bit of discrepancies. David does have 77,000. Mike does have 91. The rest are all about 115, 120,000. Mark is in the lead with 139, but we're all about the same, especially in PLO. Can change so fast one hand. I'm almost positive Mark doesn't have a hand that he doesn't like. I would be very interested in to see the hand that he folds. But David, in my opinion, has to be raising these queens in that small blind. Get these two hands out of there. Just take it down on the flop, you know? Because now you got Phil with a wrap, Mark with a 9, and an open-ended straight draw. And you're just sitting there with queens. Even though you are in the lead, they do have a couple of draws on you. You got to bet your hand at some point. Phil's going to bet his wrap and bet 24,000. Mark's probably going to call with the open-ended and a pair. And Queen's just going to fold uncontested. Four hearts. That puts the flush on the board. Neither of them have the hearts draw or hearts. So it's going to slow down the action quite a bit. River card looks like a 10. 10 of hearts, so that does give Phil a full house. Fours full, and I do not think he saw that. Otherwise, he would be betting. He showed the straight with the 7-8. The dealer didn't see there. It was kind of a sneaky runner, 10-4. Obviously, Phil didn't see it. He showed the straight. Otherwise, I'm assuming he would have bet that there because there was the flush on the board that stopped them from betting the straight. Straight was good. But those of us at home and, you know, us are just wondering why Phil didn't bet the boat. But obviously didn't see it. Our blinds have gone up to 488. Still six-handed at the featured final table.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was 3 minutes ago.
Wig's going to let them all live. 5 to the flop. Ace, king, 4. Not a great board for anybody, really. Rainbow flop. Mark's going to lead with his pair of kings. It's going to go fold all the way around to Wiggs. Wiggs just has the 8s. Backdoor flush draw, possibly. But for 13K, I can't see him calling with just 8s. And Mark's just going to show the 3s, it looked like, or deuce 3, one of the two.
Liar! Liar! Liar!
Four. They want a real dealer, they said.
He said he's trying to put me on the rail. They really got a dealer.
Keeps trying, though. You gotta give credit. No middle age discount. Not yet. I don't know, 40 to 60? Option. Okay.
8-5 queen. Mark flopping his middle set. Flush draw for Phil. Could be a nice little hand if Phil decides to get involved. Nope, Phil's out of there. There goes the flush draw. The only other hope is Mike, maybe with his gut shot, but I doubt it. And yeah, Mark gonna take down another one. He's kind of
heating up.
He's kind of heating up. I mean, nobody really wanting to get into a fight with Mark at this moment. He's begging for it.
Oh, you've had it every time that I've seen.
He hasn't had it every time. I mean, he's getting some decent hands, though. But they're not crazy. Everyone's just kind of waiting around to see who's going to get knocked out first. Kind of the flaw to these tournaments when you don't pay out enough. People just want to kill the action and kind of just sit around. But it is what it is. It's tournament play. That's how it's done. Hopefully we'll get some action at David here with his aces. Bruce going to donate 8,000 because I'm sure he's not going to call this re-raise. This raise by David here. Or David's just going to limp with his aces. I guess that's what we're doing. Check all around. Sure, why not? Let's let all these hands draw on me. Sounds like a plan.
This son of bitch all night. Chick, 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 chick.
Bruce picking up a flush draw. David still has the top pair with the aces. Phil does have a wrap. Actually, it's just open-ended. A 6 or an ace is good here. It is a wrap, right? Ace deuce or 3 is good for a straight. And it's just going to be Mark and Mike, both blind hands that we do not know what they have. Very interesting that it came down to these two. So Mark announces a straight here. Mark had the 3-7 for the straight, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mike obviously did not have anything. So we're still 6-handed on our featured final table. I think they agreed to pay 5 spots. I'm not sure, but we are only paying 3 spots. $2,500 for first, $1,500 for second, $1,000 for third. Not too shabby. $5K guaranteed and $300 ticket for first place to the multi-flight for next month. David's got some 8s. Not going to want to play them. Why would we? Wigs with some kings. Single suited. Just going to limp for 8. Over to Mike with just absolute nothing. Folding the button. All right, the blinds are going to let everybody live. And we're going to play bingo.
Ooh, that's a bingo.
7, Queen, 10. That's a 3 pair for Mark. Flopping a mirror on that board. It's almost the equivalent of flopping a straight. Bruce flopping a pretty big wrap on a rainbow board is optimal. He's just going to go ahead and call Mark's bet. So it's going to come down to these two. Wiggs is probably going to let this go. And indeed he does. Turn done comes of Queen. That boats up Mark. Bruce is going to be drawing dead. A check out of Mark here would be phenomenal to let Bruce catch up. But we're not going to see that happen. Bruce probably not going to call with his wrap anymore, knowing that is no longer the nuts if he hits it, in which he would be right. He is going to commit himself to this pot, which is not great.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Bruce kind of just called off half his stack for that straight, knowing that the board was paired. I don't love the call, but if you're not getting hands and you finally hit something, it's kind of where your patience comes in. Discipline. It's tough to just fold. Mark is definitely on a heater right now. That guy cannot lose a hand.
That Hansel's so hot right now. Hansel, so hot right now. Hansel. It's that damn Hansel. He's so hot right now.
So Wiggs finally getting a decent hand. Ace is single suited. Let's see if he makes a raise. Indeed he does. He makes it 16. All right, Mark decides to let one go. Let me see that hand. Of course he doesn't put it in the box. He does not show the hands he folds. Pay attention to that. Noted. He does not like to leak what he folds. You can see what I play, but I'm not going to show you what I fold.
What about daytime people?
All right, Bruce going to go all in, giving the speech on his all in with his queens, single suited. David going to get in there as well. David's got a pretty nice hand, King Jack 10, single suited. He does have that extra club, kind of taking away one of his clubs out if they do come. But it is a nice hand. Action folds around to Mark. Mark's got King Jack 10 deuce. Not a good hand by any means, but he is on a heater. He's got a lot of chips. Why not? So Bruce is all in. David still has some behind. We have heads up action going to the flop. 3-8, 6-2 diamonds. Nobody with a flush draw. Terrible flop for everyone. Finally, some action. 10 for David, 10 for Mark, 10 for Bruce. This is a case 10. Diamond on the board. That is a straight for David. So David will be winning this pot. Bruce announcing that if no one has a flush, he wins, which would be incorrect. He's going to be knocked out by the straight from David.
Bye, Felicia.
And just like that, we're down to 5 players here at our final table. So if you look at the chip counts, Mike in C3 has dwindled down to 38,000. He has dropped from chip lead down to last place kind of unnoticeably. Mark has a pretty good chip lead over the field here at 305,000. The rest sitting at about 110,000 between the three of them. Mark's just picking up another monster hand. Ace, pocket kings, single suited. With a 10 for some straight up, for some straight draw possibilities as well. The problem with this hand is it's too good for what everybody else has. Let's see if he can get a bite from somebody. David seems interested, which is not good news from him. He does have the queen of hearts. So his hearts are going to be no good. His big cards are probably no good. And let's see what we get on the flop. Queen 4 jack. It's going to be a wrap for Mark with top pair and a pair for David. David going to pot that. Surprisingly, Mark has to call. He has the wrap. Nobody has diamonds, and he has top pair, so It's about 80-20, 79% to 21% on this. Ten's going to be the straight for Mark. And Jack does nothing for either, so Mark's going to take that down, and he's going to eliminate another one. David's going to be out in 5th place here.
Bye, Felicia.
And Mark just continues to be on a massive heater.
That Hansel's so hot right now. Hansel, so hot right now. Hansel. It's that damn Hansel. He's so hot right now.
So them offering 4th place 300 confirms that they did not make a deal to pay up to 5 places, which they were discussing before. But now that I remember, I think David was the one to deny that offer. So I think they now agree that we are going to pay 4th place. So I can't assume we're going to see Mike's exit here very soon. Maybe not. Maybe he gets lucky and doubles up. But he is at 38,000, well behind the rest of them. Mike's at a commanding chip lead, about 440,000. Over half the chips in play at our final table here. I can't assume we're going to see Mark folding any hands at this point. But I have to say, at this point, with Mark's aggressive play and the way he's running right now, he is the favorite to take down this Thursday PLO Mega Deep Stack tournament. And Mike's all in. He does have a good hand. King's double suited, 9-8. I mean, Mark's going to call that in the blind without even looking. Question is Phil going to get involved? Probably not, because Mark's in the hand with the big stack. And I'm sure Wiggs will be out of the way with that hand. So we're going to see if Mark can outdraw Mike here, because Mike is in the lead. Flop does come flush. That gives Mike the king high flush. Mark did flop a set of 6s, so any paired board there would have given Mark the win. That was actually a really action flop. But Mike does double up and now evens himself out with the rest of the bottom 3 there. Wiggs at 90, Mike at 84, and Phil at 91, and Mark just had a commanding chip lead at 410. So, I mean, now Mark's going to have to be a little bit careful to hang on to this chip lead, because if he doubles any of these guys up, they're going to be right there with him. We all like taking tomorrow off work. Both flopping a pair of 3s. Mark does have a flush draw. Probably going to bet and take it down. Mike's not looking to defend a pair of 3s here. So one of these little stacks is going to have to take a stance here and go all in and just stand up to Mark because he's just going to keep pushing. And if they let him just keep taking pots down on the flop or pre-flop just by raising, they're going to dwindle down to where double up's not even going to matter. Wig says 30K. So Mark's got business to do on the phone, so he's out of there. Perfect timing because Phil woke up with aces and he shipped it all in. Can't imagine, I lied. I was going to say I can't imagine either of these stacks getting involved, but it looks like Mike's ready to go home and he calls with the eights. So the flop's 5 jack 4, turn a deuce, river a deuce. And Mike is eliminated in 4th place, so he will be taking home their agreed deal of 300 from the prize pool. So now we're down to 3-handed poker.
How much did I take off first? 200, right? 2 and 1. Yeah, 2 off first. I gotta. How about I take give me $2 grand plus the ticket, and y'all split up the rest. Y'all got another 300 on mine, so it'd be 2,700 that y'all split. That's what 1,350.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
I got 2 grand. How about an ICM? ICM, but I get the ticket anyway. Yeah. I mean, I'll take a look at the numbers, yeah. Can I get You're gonna make out.
So it looks like
Let's look at the numbers because I might lose.
we're going to look at some numbers here for a possible chop.
I mean, if I'm losing a lot, I'm generous, man. No, I think first usually takes significant. I don't know what you'll take. You'll take pretty commanding. Well, I guess not. Maybe.
You have 2 exact.
Let's see. We may see the chop, the ICM. I got 450.
415.
We may see the ICM, and it may be a little bit less than 2,000, and I may ask for 2,000.
So we're waiting on Todd to come up with the numbers right now to see if these guys are willing to make the chop or not.
And I'm stealing this pen.
You earned it, Mark. You can have that pen.
You get the pen, I get the ticket. I'm serious. I'm really going to take that pen. First place comes with a pen. Those fuckers are 50 cents downstairs.
We charge for pens? I did not know that. That's kind of crazy.
waiting! Yeah, but no, I have numbers, but the total chip sounds wrong. No, but the total chip count says 600,000. We have way more than 600,000. Something's wrong. You just have 200. Okay, so you have 200. You definitely have 60. There's how much? 675,000. Oh, yeah, that's okay. It's because he's got 60, I got 415. 675. Yeah, 600. I just go by over there.
Taking all pickle action. I'm assuming. Okay. I was going to say, I'm assuming we are chopping this, but with the black screen, I'm assuming that is the chop. So I do not know the numbers, but I'm assuming Mike took first. Or, sorry, Mark took first. Phil took second. And Wiggs took third in an ICM chop. So that means Mark got the $300 ticket, first place points. And, yeah. Good tournament today. I'm sure he took around 2,000, and then they chopped up a little bit of the rest. Appreciate you all being here today. It was me solo today. Terry was a little under the weather, so you got one of the Bearded Dragons. But all in all, good tournament, and I appreciate you guys all being here. And have a good one, guys. See you later.